Welcome back. Hi, I'm Brett Knowles from PM Squared Consulting. This video is going to talk us through how we do strategic performance analysis. To do that, we need to, of course, capture our strategy through the strategy map. Then we can understand our performance analysis, both looking at projects and processes, which enable us to make informed decisions about drill down KPIs and more effective strategic project management. Let's take a look at how this work gets done. So the overall process is this. We need to capture our strategy, and we know that best practices for doing that is through a strategy map, and our core processes. And if we combine our strategy map and our core processes, we can do this sort of analysis. What we have here is the strategic objectives and weightings from the strategy map down the left, and our core processes across the top. And we can understand the impact of each process on achieving those strategic objectives. And this scoring process allows us to identify the critical nodes. Those are the ones here in black. Then the most important nodes, dark gray, and the also important nodes, but less so, in light gray. In this way, we can begin to identify a couple of important things. One is, where do we identify those few KPIs to ensure strategic success? We'll identify the KPIs for the black squares first. Secondly, what are the important performance nodes? So if I'm running this group, I now know where I need to have the highest performance levels and possibly position my best people. I can also look horizontally and figure out what are the natural work teams we need to create in order for the organization to be successful. Now, once we've done this work, which we call the ontology, we can add in your existing KPIs. And that gives us a chart like this, where we can begin to see how the performance is in strategic context. I'll give you an example. You can see here that we have an impact of 5 and a performance of 2, and that square is yellow. The same impact in performance, this one's red. The same impact in performance, this one's green. Why is that? Well, it's green because at 2%, that level of performance is acceptable. It's red because at a weighting of 25%, the same performance is unacceptable. So now we just don't start chasing red icons. We chase the red ones which show strategic importance and ensures that we're aligned in how we execute our strategy. Now, we can actually add this up horizontally and give you a chart like this that shows the level of process support we need for each objective, how well we're currently performing in the blue, and the gap between current performance and what the strategy calls for. This allows us to better focus our business process improvement activities. Or we could add that up by column and see the same performance by process. So that's the process analysis. We can do a similar analysis on our initiatives or projects. So what we would do, same strategic objectives and weighting down the left, but now the core strategic initiatives, projects, or programs, whatever you call them, across the top, and we can score each program's cost and impact. And if we charted those as little red dots, we can begin to see where our project portfolio is focusing across the strategic objectives. Now, of course, these projects are there in aid of closing those gold bar gaps. So if we add the gold bars onto this chart, we get something that looks like this. In this case, we can see that the projects are nicely aligned, more or less, to where the strategic performance gaps are. Now, there's always room for improvement, but this is a pretty darn good chart in the whole scheme of things. What we can also do is take a look at the strategic return on resources. So the problem that we have with many projects these days is that it's not a strict financial ROI. There's things I need to do strategically that may not have a payback for 1, 2, or more years, but we are gaining back strategy points. And so this analysis allows us to see how many strategy points we earn back for each project versus the cost, and now can do a much more comprehensive strategic return on resources. So this is a quick overview of how we can do strategic activity analysis based on our strategy map and strategic priorities. This is a component of the PM Squared Executive Suite that your organization can choose how to proceed module by module. Be sure to check out our other videos in this series in which we go into more detail around each module. If you want more information about how we work at PM Squared, head over to our website. Or if you have specific questions on how to apply this methodology to your business, or just want to chat about your organization situation, please book a call with me. Thank you for your time.